All right, so this is how you do KK11, calculate correlation and coefficients in Algebra 1. So the first thing you're going to need is a graphing calculator. So I have mine displayed off to the right here, and this is the screen you'll see when you turn on your calculator most likely. If that's not the screen you see, hit second and mode, the button next to it, and that'll put you to the screen. So it says for KK11, for a science project, Adriana wants to see if a larger body of water has more heat energy than a smaller body of water at the same temperature. She prepared a number of buckets filled with various amounts of water at fixed temperatures and dropped an ice cube of the same size into each one. Adriana then recorded the volume of the water in each bucket in millimeters. X and the amount of time it took for each ice cube to melt in minutes, Y. So this is the table right here, and it's asking me to calculate the R value. And it says to round to the nearest thousandth. So the first thing I need to do is hit stat, and then I need to go to edit. And what I'm going to do is it gives me a bunch of lists, and I'm going to put this data into these lists. So the volume of water will be L1, and the melting time will be L2. So I'm just going to type them in, 10, enter, 24, enter, 34, 73, and 88. And now I'm going to click over to go to L2, and I'm going to put in their corresponding melting times, 10, 25, 15, 25, and 6. Now, you have your data from the problem in here. So now what we need to do is we need to turn on our diagnostic. So we're going to go to catalog, which is down here. Notice it's in blue, so I'm going to hit second and 0. And it brings me to this. And let's scroll all the way down till we get to diagnostic on. Okay, so there it is, says diagnostic on. I'm going to hit enter, it turns it on. Now we're going to go to stat, and we're going to go over to calculate. And we're going to go to this thing called linreg. Okay, so linreg is number 4. Let's go down to it, and we're going to hit enter. Okay, and it's going to say X list is L1, Y list is L2, and that's true. X is the volume, and Y is the time. Okay, and we're going to go down to calculate. And notice it gives me this R value. So I'm going to go ahead and round that R value. So it's negative 0.12. Now this is tenths, hundredths, and this 7 is my thousandth. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the 4th number after the decimal, and that's going to tell me whether to round this 7 up to an 8 or down to a 7. Since that 7 is a 7, it rounds this 7 up to an 8. So I'm going to type in negative 0.128. All right. So when you have a good tool like the graphing calculator, it's very important to use it. So one more time, because it does take a while to do these, we're going to enter in our data into the stat function into L1 and L2. So we're just going to overwrite this stuff 4, 4, 5, 18, and 20. So once I have that in, I'm going to click over, and I'm going to go over to L2 all the way up, and I'm going to type in their corresponding values. So 14, 12, 9, 4, and 7. And now I don't have to turn on the diagnostics this time because I already did that. So I'm going to go to stat, over to calc, down to linreg, and I'm going to click enter. Oops. So now I have negative 0.84. Now we're going to look at the 4th number. That's a 4, so that's going to stay a 5. All right, if you have any questions, let me know, and I'm more than happy to help you guys out.